yourself, sister?
My name is Samsara Morgan.
And I'm Zandrea Sanford.
Hey, can you tell us a little more about the information that came in sharing at Deep East TV?
Well, we're here representing an organization that we founded. It's called the Oakland Better Birth Foundation. It was founded out of the work that my work that I was doing in Oakland, looking at ways that we can serve our families. It's a great deal, a good part of the work that I do personally. The focus of the Oakland Better Birth Foundation is looking at infant and maternal mortality concerns in Oakland and Alameda County. And we have an event coming up this Sunday, which is an outreach and education event regarding the importance of breastfeeding. Not only breastfeeding, but breast health. The connection between the two of them. How it's very important for mamas to use their breasts for the purposes for which they were intended, and how that gives them exponentially better health throughout their entire life. You are.
And I'm the nutritional doula, so I work with our clients and meet with mamas, teaching them about nutrition, about how to have the best nutrition for optimal fetal development, how to have breast nutrition for once the baby comes, postpartum, as well as breastfeeding and breast health. And so we're working with some of our young mamas. We've been helping them to make sure that their bodies are equipped to house amazing little infants that then come out into this world healthy, happy, and without any issues and having to be hospitalized and so forth. So it's really important to focus on nutrition. So we have some of these green juices, as this young woman was saying earlier, focusing on what they're putting in their bodies, as well as what they're surrounding themselves with. So the people, having positive people in their lives, having a lot of exercise and a lot of movement, so they're not just sitting on the couches, and just the importance of just being around positive people.
So for those of us who do not know, what is a doula?
That's a very good question. A doula is a person, generally female, although there are some male doulas. It means a mama with education and who is with her when she's having her baby. Generally, doulas work in the hospital. They work with the clients who are having their babies in the hospitals, because very often women going through the process of our medical system are not given the full range of information available to them for them to make conscious choices or holistic choices about their bodies and their pregnancies, and choices with regard to what's done to them medically in childbirth. So doulas are people who make sure that they have that additional information, and I think the most important thing that doulas do is provide the hands-on support when a woman's actually in labor. The difference between a doula and a midwife is that the midwife is the person who physically will deliver that child, will catch that baby, and be more engaged in the medical aspect of the birth. And their midwives who deliver babies at home, and then their nurse midwives who deliver babies at the hospital.
Can you tell us more? I don't know if you have an event coming on? Or?
Yes, we have an event that's coming up this Sunday, August 3rd. And it's called Breastfeeding, a Gift for Life.
See if I can get that.
Thank you.
Okay.
And it will be taking place at the Urban Montessori Charter School. The address is 4328 Brann Street, B-R-A-N-N Street, here in Deep East Oakland. And it begins at 1 p.m. and technically it won't end until 8. We're also having a showing of a documentary film at 6 p.m. called The Milky Way, which is also talking about the issues of breastfeeding, specifically in this culture, looking at the over-sexualization of the breast, which also makes it hard for people to understand that breasts have a purpose other than sexuality between adults. They're actually there to help nourish and sustain the next generation. So it talks about that kind of that dichotomy and what makes it difficult on public acceptance of women just being able to breastfeed their babies and have that be a normal part of human life, which is actually what it's supposed to be. So the fair itself is free to the public. We'll have guest speakers and presentations going on, and then that film showing at 6. There's going to be activities for the children. The film showing, we have a suggested donation of $5, no one turned away due to lack of funds. And all of the monies that are being raised, minus our expenses, are being put together to help the paperwork for our Oakland Better Birth Foundation. We're still in the process of becoming a nonprofit, and so everything that's gathered through our events is to help that paperwork continue to go through. We're also establishing a scholarship fund, a grant fund for families who want to get a grant to have a midwife at their birth or to have a doula. Also, people who want to be trained as midwives or doulas, we're establishing a fund to be able to give at least some money to assist people, especially women of color, in going into these fields. It's very, very important that when you're having a baby, that you be able to look into the eyes of somebody who could be your mama, your auntie, your sister. And in this profession, we just don't have enough home birth midwives, nutrition educators, lactation educators. These are occupations that our youth don't even know that they could have as an occupation, and they're occupations that really need women of color to step up and to be part of these professions. Women of color across the country, in any community, we're the ones who die the most in childbirth. African American women die the most in childbirth, and our babies die the most of any other racial group, and that should not be happening. If we were able to survive slavery, we should be able to survive in 2014. So we need to reclaim these spaces and educate our women and take good care of our future generations.
Thank you guys. Thank you for coming and sharing. Cool.